Hey, this is Ryan, one half of Draft to the Future. We have a lot of really exciting content coming in the future, so make sure you like and subscribe below. Today, we're working on player spotlights. So let's get started. Today we have one of my favorite players, and it's a bit of a homer pick, but Dontay Corleone from the University of Cincinnati, defensive tackle. He is a big-bodied team leader for the Bearcats who's going to be a senior this year. He has definitely stayed loyal to the Bearcats. He probably had some other offers, and he chose to come back to hopefully improve upon some medical issues that he had from a couple years ago. He's known for his run stopping earlier in his career, but he's coming off a bit of a down year in that. But we'll talk about that a little bit later. He's 22 years old, 6'1", 320. His biggest strength to me is as a vocal team leader. When you watch him on the field, you can see that he is commanding that defense, and you see a lot of videos that their social media puts out about him being that hype guy on the sideline. He is a big body and can absolutely eat up space in the run game. Like I said, he's coming off a bit of a down year from that, but I expect him to have a bounce back season. He's got some very strong push and can add some juice to the pass rush, which is really nice for such a big guy. So some of his weaknesses, his overall athleticism, especially in 2024, isn't necessarily the greatest. I'm not sure if that's necessarily a reflection of his actual ability, or if that was due to the medical issues that he was dealing with. At times, he seemed to give up on some plays, which is a concern. But again, that might have been a conditioning issue last year with the medical things. And he doesn't necessarily have a pass rush arsenal. He really just kind of relies on pushing over top of guys with his actual size. So I've got a couple clips here. And this first one is all about strength. He hits the offensive lineman with the long arm, gets under the pads, uses that one arm to push the offensive lineman out of the way, and then he makes the tackle for a loss on the run. That is exactly why you draft that guy. That's exactly who he is, what you need him for. Now, if we go into this next clip, in this one, he times a snap really well and just runs right by the left guard to get pressure. So you could probably call this a bit of a miss on the offensive lineman, but the only reason the offensive lineman missed is because of the speed that the Godfather had coming off the line there. So to me, his early career tape is much better than 2024. If you go back to his 2023 season and see some of that, it's very, very encouraging. He had a bit of a down year, which I think is partially due, again, to the medical issues. He was diagnosed with a pulmonary embolism in the summer of 2024. And then he's had some small injuries that he's battled throughout the year as well. So if we get that 2022, 2023 Godfather in 2025, I think he's a fringe first-round talent. I know I have some other draft analysts that consider him even their DT1. So he's a guy that you love to root for, and as a Homer Cincinnati fan, I absolutely want to see him have a bounce-back year and prove that he made the right decision to come back and then end up being a first-rounder. So keep an eye out for Dontay Corleone. I think he's got a great season ahead of him. As always, like and subscribe, and come back next time for our next Player Spotlight.